Well, here we are, a few months after Donald Trump got back in office, and so far he's doing a great job. He's got the whole Trump team all in the cabinet, throwing illegals out of the country left and right, changing a bunch of things, funding all kind of corruption and money being wasted in the government, and the list goes on. And a lot of people don't like it because they're Democrats. And so today's episode, I want to ask a question of everybody who didn't vote for Trump. And the question is, why did you vote for Harris? Now, the way I see it, there are three kinds of people who didn't vote for Trump. The first kind is people who are just such diehard Democrats. That's all they can see is Democrat. They vote for the Democrat no matter who it is. If it's a Democrat, they'll vote for him. And that's as far as they can think. Now, the Democrats of the 80s are not the Democrats of today. They're very different. Back in the 80s, it might not have been so bad, but today, it's not good at all. The second kind of people who didn't vote for Trump are the people who just plain hate Trump. He was convicted of this. Oh, he bankrupted a casino. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. I'm not voting for Trump, whatever. Well, being the president is not a popularity contest. You don't need to have a person everyone likes. You need to have a president who knows how to do the job and fix the problems. And Trump does that very well. Then you have the third kind of people who didn't vote for Trump. And these are the people who genuinely thought that Harris would have been a better choice and would have done things better. I think these are some of the dumbest people on the planet. First of all, let me tell you something. Harris was a diversity hire in the first place to get to be vice president. Biden picked her because she's black or Indian, whatever, she decides she is today. A woman, all this kind of stuff. Diversity, get the women to vote, get the black people and Indian people to vote for Harris, to get more votes for Biden, to get him installed, not elected, installed in the White House. So, let me think for a moment. Yeah, that is the first problem. She was a diversity hire, Second of all, what did she accomplish in 4 years? And she was not going to be president. There was no way in the world she was going to be considered for president until Biden had gotten so bad, couldn't think, stumbled all over himself in the debate with Trump. And they said, okay, we can't run this guy. We have to put her in. And the only reason they ran Harris was because of the campaign election laws. They would have had to give back many, many millions of dollars in donations if they ran someone else. But along with Biden, Harris's name was on the money. So for that reason, and only for that reason, they all sat her down and said, okay, look, we have to run you as president, but you ain't deciding nothing. We, meaning like Obama, Clinton, Soros, all the people behind the curtain, we are going to tell you what to say, what to sign, and what to do. And you're just going to sit in the office and you're going to do what you're told. That's how it was going to be. If you thought Harris was going to do anything better than Biden, no, not at all. It would have been worse, if anything. And all the stuff Harris said in her speeches and her interviews and things, just like on the whole subject of the border, she would just, stonewall, oh, we've gone to the border. We're going to the border. Well, are you going or have you gone? Make up your mind. I think she went once, ever. Oh, the border is secure. The border is secure. Do you call this secure? How many illegals flooding in? How many thousands flooding in every day, going to all the sanctuary cities and destroying them? Look at the, what's going on in New York, Chicago, LA, all the sanctuary cities. Big companies are shutting down their stores and moving out because of all the crime brought in by all the illegals that Biden and Harris let come flooding into the country. And you want to vote for more of that? I remember one of the interview with Brett Baier and Kamala Harris, and he's trying to get her to say, is the border secure? Are you going to do more to secure the border? And she said, yes, we're going to secure the border. The border is secure. And you Democrats believe that, apparently. Oh, boy. All the stuff here, just the big joke of all the word salad speeches, a whole lot of talking, not saying anything. And it all came down to, her biggest one, she loves her yellow school bus, and what can be unburdened by what has been. What does that mean? You're going to do better than Biden? Biden was taking his orders from the same people you're going to be taking your orders from. But now, Trump and his whole, all his people in the cabinet doing all their parts of the job, things are already going a lot better. Now, things are not going to really improve until after October. What happens in October, Tim? Well, I'll tell you what happens in October, Tim. The government's financial year changes. It begins in October. We're on the Biden budget right now, and all the money allocated by Biden and his, order givers to everywhere is still going out. We're shutting things down. We're changing things as much as we can. And come October, it's going to be a Trump budget, Trump, much more everything. So we're getting through the dip now. There was a recession. There is a recession going on. I watch financial channels, real estate channels, lots of different things. We've been in a recession for a long, long time, and they were denying it because they had to get Biden or Harris elected. Oh, well, it used to be a recession was 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth. And we've had that. And now they're trying to say, oh, well, that's not really that. It's some other thing here. This doesn't really mean what it used to mean for many, many years. Yeah. So all you people who didn't vote for Trump, I can understand if you hate Trump. I can understand if you're so hard-headed Democrat you can't see any other way. But you people who thought Harris was going to be better and do better, why? Because she's a woman, because she's black or Indian, whatever she is today. If you thought she was going to make better choices and do things better, that's the most wrong you could possibly be. Oh, I want to hear from you. Write something in the comments. Link this video to your whatever other social media things you have. Get this out there. I want to hear from all your liberal Democrat friends. Write in the comments. Tell me why you think Harris would have been better. Tell me what you think Harris would have done, that would have helped the country. Because things have been not helping the country for a long time. Now we got Trump back in, Republicans. He learned a lot in his first term, and now he knows he can't trust anyone who was there before. Fire them all, get them all out, get his people in, and do things the right way. No more screwing around. He got just under 4 years to do things, and you can see. I actually think it's a good thing Trump didn't have 2 terms in a row, because we saw how good things were under Trump. Then you got to see how bad things were under Biden-Harris. Now you're going to get to see again how good things are going to be under Trump. Republicans, Democrats, like that, So even some of you Democrats are going to think, yeah, maybe Democrat way is the wrong way for America. Yeah, that's what I've been saying for years. Anyhow, link this video to your other social media. Tell all your liberal Democrat friends to come look at this guy and see, write in my comments and tell me, how you think you're right, how you think Trump is wrong, and whatever. Okay, that's all for this video. I'm looking to see what you write in here. I'm eager to see some of your responses and answers to this.